Happy Sunday. I just got my Sunday lift in and I was motivated to take this video because I was super duper tired today and I was convincing myself that I needed rest. But I was reflecting on how the years passed and it's about to be the summer, and I was thinking this time last year I was just getting into fitness and now I'm frustrated I'm not getting fitness progress as fast as I could be. But honestly, today I had no desire to get up and go to the gym, but I knew a few things. I knew I could get a coffee. I knew I could go to a class. And I thought to myself, so what? I literally am willing to risk it all to lay in bed. But then I didn't. And I realized, in fact, drinking a coffee does help. You can use things in your toolkit to help you. And I thought about the fact that it goes much deeper than that. If you've accomplished anything worthwhile in your life, like a relationship or moved or got a degree, really anything that requires effort nowadays is something to celebrate because everything is constantly competing for our dopamine. In fact, the entire advertising industry is hoping we will give it our attention so we can lay our focus on the new things to buy and consume. But I thought about the fact that this year, all the times I showed up to class when I didn't want to, or went to the gym when I didn't want to and said, I'm just going to spend 30 minutes walking on the track. I'm going to spend 30 minutes lifting, and then if I want to leave, I will. Most of the time I ended up staying for hours because I got in the groove and I felt good and it felt nice to feel strong. Nothing can prepare you for how that feeling is going to be until you actually get it. Today in my workout class, I noticed there were a lot more men than usual, and a lot of times they're really gagged by how hard it actually is to go to a women's lifting class because there's not, I think every man, I just realized there's something on my teeth. Oh, wow. A lot of men think they can lift, just because they're men. And all of us women in this class who have sleeper builds and look like we don't lift, we spent weeks, days, hours in these classes lifting. And I realized that's something to be proud of. But for a lot of these men, I was thinking in their shoes, I'm sure this initial class is going to discourage them. So many girls I know won't even step foot in the gym because they think to themselves that, it's not a place for them. They're not meant to be here. And that couldn't be further from the truth. But this mentality really applies to everything in your life because often the most embarrassed you are of failure is when you're not even making any progress that you could fail. You literally cannot fail as a beginner. It's so motivating that you can simply start, do everything you need to do, and you don't even have to worry about how you're doing it until about a year in, right? Recently, I've been frustrated. I hit a fitness plateau, and I was thinking, wait, but a year ago, I didn't even lift weights, and now I've attended probably, 70 lifting classes, and I was reflecting how when the summer ends, I want to come and immediately be lifting like 10 pounds on my bar. But I started out lifting 2.5 pounds on either side of my bar, and now I immediately go to warm up with fives. And it's little things that make you realize we are wasting so much time. So I really encourage you, on your social media recently, I've added the timers. Do that. See how much you're spending. I'll be on social media and it'll say, you've been using this app for 25 minutes. And it was like the blink of an eye. And you can't even comprehend how fast the moments of your life are slipping away while you think to yourself, oh, these people are really fit. I could never be like that. But simultaneously thinking that if you go to the gym, you're going to look really stupid. You know who looks stupid to me as someone who goes to the gym daily? The person not in the gym. I never look at someone in the gym, regardless of ability level, and think they look stupid. And I used to think that, but I thought, well, I'm just a beginner. What does my opinion matter? I would say name a person that spent more time in my gym than me this year. If there is one, I'd love to be their best friend. But my point is, I used to think, oh my gosh, everyone's going to know I'm not fit. And I would go to these classes and look out of shape and stupid. And that's why you're there. You're doing things to grow and to be better. And so I really encourage you, do the thing now. This year, I've tried so many things. And you can say failure if you want. I have no attachment to that word. It doesn't freak me out. But really, procrastination is the true failure most of us should actually be afraid of. I tried so many things and then decided they're not for me. but it's so much better than sitting around wondering what could be if I became this person I want. Now I go to the gym daily and, I don't feel great every day. I don't feel strong every day. Some days I wonder why I haven't gotten more progress. But when I look back at what I've mentally overcome, it's astonishing. Now, if only I could apply my advice to clean my room. But what I want the takeaway from this to be is, and my videos are more long form content, more listen while you do something. Please, when you listen to my videos, get up, do a push-up, hold a plank, throw out your dishes. Throw out your dishes if they're really dirty. Do what you need to do to fix things. If that means throwing out your dirty dishes and buying new ones, do it. But I really encourage you guys, as it approaches summer, don't sit around. I used to sit at age, how old would I be? 18, and be thinking, well, I'm cooked. I was never put here to be strong and beautiful. Why are you thinking that at age 18? I don't think you need to give up until you're like, maybe at 80 you could give up. No, I'm just kidding. Even at 80, you could decide today to start stretching, It's never too late. But I think with social media, we don't understand how often our brain just slips and everything disappears, like those 25 minutes, And today I went to a workout class and lifted weights, did 1,000 reps for an hour, and it felt like nothing. And now I feel like I can conquer the world or safely procrastinate my other tasks and feel better. But I highly encourage you guys to find one hobby that scares you, because once you overcome it, and let me tell you something, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to become an expert at it, or you're going to try it and genuinely realize after putting the time in that it's just not for you. You're just not that into it. And that's totally fine. But you're going to have so much more peace and be able to sleep at night knowing there's not something out there that you can't conquer. You want to view yourself as like a king or a queen, like this brave, great person that can do anything you want. You don't want to say, oh, the brave, great, whatever your name is, lives in fear of running a mile, I think the gym is one of the most transformative goals you can have because it's so easy to do on a daily basis at any level. Like, no matter what fitness ability you have, you could even start focusing on your posture or taking less time sitting. Anyways, go out, do something active today. You're alive, there's still time.